See, what you don't know is I'll actually just like edit bits from the other podcast all into like one. This is like a really shitty hour, so like it doesn't make any sense. That I'm just like this would like for 5 minutes you hear like Ryan talk, and then out of nowhere Hank interjects.
I would love it
if
Mark tells a joke, Andrew and I are just sitting here pale faced, and then like all of a sudden you hear Hank laugh in this podcast. It's like Mark.
I make my own laugh track. Like it was a funny joke. You guys just didn't like it.
Welcome to the latest episode of Intimidatingly Funny. With me, as always, is my co-host,
Mark.
with special guest,
Andrew.
And I'm your other co-host, Jared. Let's get down to it.
We gonna get down on the get down?
Yeah, we're gonna get down on the get low.
What is the get down?
Did you never watch that on Netflix?
The Get Down was on Netflix. It was the DJ show.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I remember you watching that.
Yeah.
And no, I never watched it.
It's good.
I was gonna say I might have to go back because they came out with a season 2. All I remember is at one point that they were going up against this like rival crew, and they had these giant speakers, and they just kept saying, "I can't hear you," as they're trying their best to max out their volume.
See, I'm always shocked of the main like DJ character in that show, like Shallon, whatever. He had a weird name.
Yeah.
But
Shallon Showdown.
I was
That's exactly where I'm thinking.
But I was like, that's not what I'm thinking. That's a different TV show.
Is that the one with Jackie Chan?
No.
That was Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah.
I feel like this comes up like twice a month, and I always say, that's the one with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And you guys are like, no.
Oh, look at Jackie Chan.
But the guy, whatever his name was, he's in so much stuff now.
Okay.
Where it's like, well, he's the voice of Miles Morales in Into the Spider-Verse.
Really?
Yeah, that's the same guy. And like I was watching Let It Snow on Netflix, and there's like, oh, this famous singer dude and everything. I go, oh, and I'm looking, I'm like, this guy looks awfully familiar. Like, how do I know him? Google, it's him, and it's just like he's in all these like kind of small roles, but also big roles that are just like I'm surprised when I see him in something now.
The Shaolin guy.
Yeah. Yeah, but because I first saw him on the Get Down, and he seemed like no one that big, or I guess this is maybe before.
It's a Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like in like pecking order, you have like A-list movie stars, B-list movie stars. I would say like your TV stars, C-list, Disney Channel stars, then Netflix original stars. HBO is probably right around B to TV show.
You say Netflix is that low though? Well, because I think like Netflix like at this point has like Scarlett Johansson, Allison Brie's a regular, Adam Driver. Why are you looking at me funny?
What is Scarlett Johansson is?
The Marriage Story.
Is that oh, we were talking about this earlier. That's the one with Kylo Ren in it.
Yes. Adam Driver.
No, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, exactly. I walked in.
Solo.
I walked in, and my parents were watching this on TV, and he just and I was just gonna pass through, and then I see him just walk in, Kylo Ren into the scene. I was like, he always just like portrays a sense of uncomfortableness around him, and it's amazing. Like
he is a very excellent actor.
I feel like he's a very like niche actor.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I feel like he's found his niche, and now it's just going with it.
Yeah.
Yes, but he is excellent in what he does.
Yes. I fully.
But he would not work in everything.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's like because like Robert Downey Jr. It took him a while to kind of fill out this like why he's a good Iron Man is also why he's a good Sherlock Holmes. It's just like that kind of cocky like cowboy-esque like I can do this myself.
Yeah.
But we'll bring you along for the ride. Like Kylo Ren could not do that.
Did you guys see Doolittle? The newest one with Robert Downey Jr. in it?
No. Was I supposed to?
No.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up a picture of the poster, and I'm going to have you tell me if you think, what kind of movie you think this is.
I've seen previews for it.
Yeah, so we saw it for a movie Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing else out, so we ended up seeing it. And
all right, there is the movie poster.
All right.
If you just want to kind of describe what you're seeing and your reactions to it.
Iron Man buys a zoo.
Like,
they all go to heaven.
It looks like Sherlock Holmes surrounded by a bunch of fake animals.
Yes, including this ostrich that like is way too excited to be there.
It is this movie. So I saw it.
Yes,
this movie is on so many levels bad. and not what I was expecting. Of like I saw the first trailer of this movie, and it's like, okay, generic Doctor Dolittle. But then like as more and more trailers came out, it became like more and more action packed, and I was like, what?
Action packed.
Yes, like one trailer shows that they're on a boat, and then like another boat shows up and starts firing at them.
And then they sing "Toxic" for like 5 minutes.
We're not talking about Pitch Perfect 3.
Well, we should be.
But
go on.
Let's not talk about that movie.
Yeah, and then
I don't acknowledge that movie.
And then in another trailer at the end of it, they're just like, oh, what's that? And then you see a dragon, quite literally a dragon, start like flaming up, like about to do a fire bath. They're going, it's a dragon. And then the trailer cuts. And I'm like, there's a freaking dragon in this movie?
A freaking dragon.
And okay, spoiler for Dr. Dolittle, the new one with Robert Downey Jr. It's I think it's stupid because they make it to where it's like he's the only one who can talk to animals.
Okay.
But there's this kid who happens to meet Dr. Dolittle, and he wants to learn how to talk to animals.
Yeah.
And he just learns how to do it. Like Dr. Dolittle doesn't train him or anything. He's just like, yeah, you know when the gorilla's going, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. I think he's saying, I want my blanket. And Dr. Dolittle's like, yes, that is exactly what that is. And he's like, oh. And then when the peacock was like, it's like that's like a, hey man, you need to back off type deal. And it's like, that's exactly what it is. Like this kid is just getting it.
So for the rest of the podcast, Mark is only going to speak in animal noises.
Yeah.
Andrew, you will tell us what the animal is, and I will tell you what it means.
All right, let's go.
I think this will be fairly annoying for everyone involved.
Ooh, that is aardvark. An aardvark.
Yes, he's saying, oh, look at all these ants. Good thing you left out this picnic lunch. I want these ants.
Man, you're very good at this.
Yes.
Oh,
exactly.
that is a mark.
Yeah. But that was just one of the things of just like, because they show in the beginning of the movie, like Dr. Dolittle just doesn't talk like English to animals. Like when he talks to the gorilla, he's actually going like, ooh, ooh,
Man, that would be
and then like,
to me.
Yeah, well, they cut after like the first minute or two.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's talking English to everyone. You can understand what everyone's saying. But that's just the biggest thing about this kid. It's just like, everyone's very big of like, Dr. Dolittle can talk to any animal. It doesn't matter which one. And this kid is just like, he can just learn it. So my biggest thing is like, so anyone can just learn how to talk to animals in this world? So why is Dr. Dolittle the special one here and just talk to anyone? And how the hell does he know how to talk dragon? Like...
Well,
it's draconic.
I was going to say... Took a class in college.
Yeah, I think they mentioned it of like he was trying to do like a generic reptile type sound and it happened to work out or something. Like,
so I have one question and then a conclusion.
Okay.
One, was the little kid cute?
Yes.
Okay. Because that in my mind is like they're trying to patchwork this together of like what do people like?
Well,
they like animals, so we're gonna have animals
and freaking
what
dragons.
Yes, freaking dragons. Put it in there. Let's see what else. Action stars.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest action star? Robert Downey Jr.
Tom Holland, John Cena.
Well, John Cena might be a little expensive.
John Cena played a polar bear who doesn't like the cold, so that's why he has the hat on because he's cold all the time. Hat helps keep him warm. Yes. You're looking
Ken,
at
we are learning new things.
Yes.
Yes, so throw all that in there.
See him?
We need to put one thing above all else. Cute little kid. That'll keep him coming.
Well, it's also the classic story of like cute little kid who's going to be the apprentice of Doolittle. Even though Doolittle doesn't want an apprentice and says, kid, you're not going to be my apprentice. But this little kid's determined. And he keeps bugging this adult multiple times to be his apprentice.
You know what's a good movie? I feel like we may be saying the same thing. Sorcerer's Apprentice?
I was not saying
that. That was a good movie, but yeah.
But,
sorry. Yes. Go on.
Now I'm thinking of the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I love that scene when like he takes the girl into the cage.
Oh yeah, the lightning's everywhere.
You have to be close to me because I'm going to play a song while lightning strikes us.
Wait, what was the song? It was The Secrets by like One Republic or whatever. Like, all my secrets in me. Like lightning striking around the cage.
I remember thinking at the time it was really cheesy, but it stuck with me.
See, me and Jay were having a conversation earlier about like specific movies and how you remember really just like one scene from that movie and nothing else.
Or like one scene pops out more than
Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's the only thing I remember that movie. I think it was like it had Nicolas Cage as his mentor, and I think that was about as much as I can tell you about that movie at this point. Like,
gosh, who was the bad guy?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Ping pong one.
Balls of Fury.
Yes.
Balls of Fury.
Christopher Walken.
Yes, Christopher Walken is also the bad guy. Am I remembering this right?
I don't know.
I do.
Possibly because he looks a lot like actually the people in Doctor Strange, the bad guys in that. Of course, I might just be mixing Doctor Strange and Sorcerer's Apprentice
That is.
because they both have flying inanimate objects. Because in Sorcerer's Apprentice, you got the little broom.
Though, speaking of bad movies and Nicolas Cage, do you guys remember the movie Knowing?
Yes, it was horrible.
Okay, I like
is-
the concept.
It
No,
was
I
a
like the
great
concept.
concept, but it was terrible.
Yes. No, it was one of those movies that the trailer made it look really good, and then you go see the movie, and they put all the good parts in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Well, I just like because I forget. Was it maybe a year or two ago? I was trying to describe this movie to you guys, and say you got the sheet of paper, then this airplane crashes right behind him
Yes.
because he's right there, and he's like, "What's gonna happen?"
Yeah.
And then airplane crashes.
Well,
But
it's like the sheet of paper gave him the latitude, longitude, locations
And the
to
number
go
of
there.
people.
Well, he didn't know that at the time. So, like for the airplane one specifically, he went there being like, "What's going to happen here?" Then airplane crashed, and he was like,
Yeah.
"What's going on?" And then he realized like death tolls 81 people, and he looked at the papers like 81. Like
And he-
this is how many people are
But
just going
then
to
the
die.
paper was almost run out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
And then
like,
instead of a 33, it was EE, which means everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it
Like-
was,
Nobody in their right mind ever, like not even like some magic sorcerer girl predicting the future, would probably be writing EE
yeah.
backwards.
I just remember if you changed that into a horror movie, that would have been such a good movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Of like, or even action horror.
And
Just-
there were like aliens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They showed up at the end.
Yeah.
Because like the aliens was the one who let them know this is gonna happen, so then they
Right.
took
Yeah.
certain kids to like keep humans going.
that
Yeah.
is the dumbest thing.
But then like the Earth got destroyed in the end.
And then,
Spoiler.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
it's
been
probably 20 years old.
yeah. I was in like 8th grade. That
Well,
was
Yeah.
Oh, I remember seeing that
Forever
movie and
ago.
go to my dad like, "We need to see this movie." And he goes, "Yeah." So we went to go see the movie in theaters, and we both walked out the movie going, "That movie was crap." Like even me as a little kid was like, "This movie sucks."
I did that with
Like-
Eragon.
Yeah.
See, I liked Eragon as a kid.
Did
But
you
also-
read the book?
No, I did not.
You didn't
Okay.
read
See,
the books.
I knew nothing about Eragon except for watching that movie, and that's still all the Eragon
So-
knowledge I know. Or also playing the Eragon video game, which you thought the movie sucked. Let me tell you about this video game.
I didn't
All
know
right.
there was a video.
Yeah,
game.
Yes,
let's
there
hear
was.
about this video
Yes,
game.
go on.
I didn't
So-
know there was one.
So my knowledge of Eragon's only based off of the movie and this video game. So I remember one scene in the movie, kind of going back to scenes that stick out to me in certain movies. I don't
All right.
remember everything. Was when he gets the magic arrow call. So it's like
Yep.
it's like Brazinga or whatever,
Yeah.
and like shoots the magical arrow. But that happens like I think fairly like halfway through the movie or whatever. It's like the beginning of the game starts. I don't even think you have your dragon yet, and it's like magic arrow, or whatever it's called, and like just starts shooting it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, this isn't like the movie at all already.
Well, so much is wrong with that
All of
because
it's with that.
so yeah, my biggest pet peeve with the movie because they did some things great. Like I enjoyed the actor they got to play Eragon, and
Casting was great.
yes, and the person they got to play Braum was amazing. Like exactly how I pictured him. Galbatorix, I could have used someone else, but he's such a minor player at that point.
Yeah, I know they're just crazy.
But so like, what makes the video game even worse is Eragon gets his ability of magic from having a dragon.
Yes, I got that from the movie.
Yes. But then in the movie, there's like he's trying to teach his dragon to fly. And he's like running and trying to throw it up, and then the dragon flies up, goes into this like storm cloud, and Aragon's just sitting there in the field like, huh, taught it to fly and now it's gone. Well, meanwhile in the clouds, like lightning strikes, and it's like a toddler dragon. Lightning strikes. Now it's a young adult dragon. Like all of a sudden it comes down as a fully grown dragon. It's like that's not how any of this works. Everything is wrong with that.
See,
and from down there,
It's magic.
See, for me as a kid, I was like, "Ooh, cool dragon!" Like he was a baby, now it's an adult. This makes sense.
Like the books, the one thing of the books is it puts a lot of emphasis on like these like learning curves,
Yeah,
both mental and physical.
yeah,
And so like one of the main arcs to the first one is like Eragon competency fighting, like with a sword. And like he has a major setback when he breaks one of his wrists and has to learn to fight with the other hand. Like during this time, like Saphira's also growing and everything, but it's like you could have took all that out of the movie in the first like 5 minutes.
In my opinion, the Eragon books have some of the greatest twists on fantasy elements in like our time. It's like the magic that they use where
It's my favorite way to use magic.
right. It's very clearly defined and spelled out in the book where you have to use the energy that you have currently in your body or around you and like gather it up. And if you use more energy, then you could actually like die.
So to compound on that for anyone who hasn't read, like Andrew said,
yes, we all read this book.
You have to use the energy from your body to perform a spell. So like if you just wanted to like, I don't know, get a glass of water while sitting down, you have to know the words in this language they call the ancient language of like pick up cup, get water, come here. And if you know those words, okay, cool. It'll go and do it, but then you would feel a drain of your energy as if you had gotten up, gone and got a cup, get water, and brought it back to you. So like it saves time, but not energy.
So if I eat a bunch of energy bars, would that be okay?
I mean, yeah, because that's one of the things in the books is after he does a bunch of magic, he eats.
Okay, that's what I was thinking with the Flash and DC Comics. They do that sometimes. If he has like his belt, he has snacks in there. So when he runs across country, he'll eat a snack real quick.
Dude, I have
he's running low on energy.
Belt.
Just snacks. Keep mine in my backpack.
That's just called your lunchbox.
The other element that I was really thinking of is like the telepathy and the mind aspect of it. Like in order to fight with magic, you have to like break into the other person's mind, and you can shield your mind by just concentrating very hard.
Yeah, I got none of this from the video game.
It's one of those. The biggest thing is like, it's not all of the book is fantastic, but it was written by a 16-year-old.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Christopher Paolini was 16 when he wrote Eragon, I think 18 for Eldest. So there's 4 books out.
Yeah.
I think he's 25 or 26 right now. I'll look it up.
See, I didn't know that. 'Cause I knew they had multiple books. I just went on the color of the books. I think Eragon's blue, and then I think the one after that, I know there's a red one, and I think there's a green one, and I think there's a yellow one, and it's all just different dragons on the covers.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Yeah,
So Eragon, Eldest, Brissinger, and then Inheritance.
Wow,
which Inheritance is the green one, and is actually the 4th one.
Yeah.
And the yellow or brown is the 3rd.
I don't know. Eragon was one of those series I don't read, but I never got into it.
Can't read?
Wow, he took a
Well, I don't read for fun. Let's put it that way. I like picture books. That's why I like comic books. They don't need to describe the setting to me. I can just look at a picture and be like, this is what this character looks like, and this is the setting. Cool.
There you go.
Like,
what I've actually been reading lately is the Witcher books. We've got the Netflix series just came out, and I'm reading through the books after having played the games and everything. I'm really getting into it. They're surprisingly good books. There's a lot of like politics involved with them, but it's explained very nicely. All the characters that you love, and for all those listening, the Netflix show is almost word for word the first 2 books, which are the short story collections.
there's I like the creator of The Witcher is pissed at CD Projekt Red because they made the Witcher like series, like the game series, and he just took a lump sum up front.
Right.
And Witcher was like an okay game, but I think its big popularity came from Witcher 3.
Yes.
And Witcher 3 made a shit ton of money and also got Game of the Year that year. And I think he tried to sue them at one point to get more money out of his character. And they're like, no, we made this deal with you up front when we made the first game. Of like, we paid you this lump sum because The Witcher's popularity has gone up so much recently.
But to CD Projekt Red's credit, while they didn't give him like a percentage of the makings of it, they didn't amend it. They awarded him a lot more money because of the success of it, in order to improve their relationship and continue
I mean,
continue that
look at
relationship.
George Lucas. Like, they thought Star Wars wasn't going to be anything, so they're like, we'll keep the movie profits.
Yeah.
You can get a small percentage, but like toys and stuff, sure, you keep that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, he's got to be close to a billionaire from that alone.
I don't know anymore.
Well, with the cost of Legos,
I was gonna say,
but Lego sets for Star Wars.
What are you talking about? The Lego Star Wars games, which were fantastic.
those were
Right.
those were the only ones I played, to be honest.
Did you see the new game that's coming out? It's Lego Star Wars again, but I think it's remastered of basically episodes 1 through 9 now.
Like graphically remastered?
I don't know. That's the whole thing.
Of blocks?
Yes.
You can now see that 2x2 red piece in HD.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know if they're redoing the whole like series, and so because like the newer Lego games actually have voices, unlike the older ones that didn't have voices.
And I'm not a fan of the voices in Lego.
I like it depending on the Lego game.
Is this something where like you're like everyone knows the voice of Han Solo, and then you hear it in the game, and it's just like, ooh, that's not close enough.
Yeah,
but not far enough away either.
Scruffy.
It's I think certain jokes play better with them having voices in the newer Lego games, especially because it's like the Lego games, at least now, are having their own original story. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you play the newest DC Lego game, it's not a story that they have done before. So it's like you need the voices to understand what's going on,
right?
Because they can't just like act it out.
Okay.
Unlike Star Wars, where everyone knows the generic story of Star Wars, basically.
The game I'm excited for coming out, and you'll probably know the release date, Mark, is the Avengers one.
Oh, yeah. I think it got pushed again.
Oh, again?
Yeah. It's the Marvel's Avengers game where you can play as Thor or Iron Man or Hulk, and it has like 4-player co-op, so you can play with all your friends. It looks very good. I'm very excited for it.
That's one I wish... So I have an Oculus Quest, and I wish there was like an Iron Man game for it.
September 4th, 2020.
Okay.
Because
tell me it would not be cool and be exactly kind of like VR-ish to be like Iron Man flying around, and
that would be fantastic.
There is a VR Iron Man game.
It's only for PlayStation?
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. I know one exists.
And I looked up, and it got like a lot of 5 or 6 out of 10. Like, they're like, this is good in terms of like it should push that genre along. But
So what I'm seeing it's Iron Man VR. It is for the PlayStation 4. It comes out February 28th. It's not out yet.
Okay.
So it's coming out.
That's fine.
The game that I am excited for coming out here soon is the Animal Crossing on March 20th.
I could never get into those games.
So
really?
Okay,
they are my favorite.
No, I never played them. But watching them being played looks very boring.
Correct me if I'm wrong, it's just giant inventory management.
It's more about, it's like a slice of life game.
Okay.
So you go, you catch fish, you catch bugs, you earn some money, and then you pay off your house, and it's very cute, and you feel very helpful, and it's
What happens if you don't catch enough fish? Can you get like foreclosed on?
No, you get interest-free loans from Nook the Crook.
Okay, so it is fantasy.
I'm just imagining like you're like, yeah, it's nighttime, I'm gonna go sleep. Like Nook the Crook is sitting outside your house, like, hey man, where's my money?
He's like, hey. Nice looking house you got here.
It's like, I don't have your money, and then you just break your fishing rod. Just like, you got a mean looking house here, got a mean looking fishing rod. Hope you can get some fish now.
Shame if something happens to your fishing rods.
Go get some fishing rod insurance.
Fishing rod.
We did that
trade
one
you a
year.
fishing rod for a bug net.
I don't even know how that started. But one year at camp, that's all we would do is just like, if you were a camper who came up to us and like didn't say anything, because 10-year-olds like to do that, just come up to you and like look at you like, hey, I want something, and you're like, I don't know what you want. We'd just be like, hey, those are some mean looking shoes you got there. You got yourself some shoes insurance? And then Mark would come in.
Hey Johnny, let's come get this guy some shoes insurance.
And then I would come back. It's a mean-looking world out there. Be a shame if something happened to them shoes of yours.
And then the kid just stares off into space like,
Well,
what is going on?
Well, it got to the point that the kids started doing this on purpose to us to get us to do these voices.
Yes.
Because we just look at this kid like look at this kid right here. Looks like he needs some standards insurance.
Mean-looking stands you got there.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter, because they would start being like, well, who's Johnny?
It's like, you don't know Johnny?
Yeah.
Johnny's the man who has everything you need.
You need yourself some Johnny's insurance if you don't know who Johnny's. And then they would be like,
Johnny's
why do you
will
always
come
say
after
like
you.
AAA before you do it? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, what? No, you always say it. Be like, AAA.
Mean
looking attitude you got there.
I believe it's properly, hey.
Well, yeah.
Fat Albert.
But it's just like, we tried to at one point. We actually got real with him. We're like, well, that's how we just get into character. Like, I go, AAA. He goes, hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
And they're like, but
Hey,
I don't get
Johnny.
it. And then the kids tried to do it, and they weren't good at it.
Yeah. Well, it's also like because I remember they're like, yeah, who's Johnny? Because every time I say, hey, Johnny, I always turn away. But it's like I'll be turning away, looking at a wall, be like, hey, Johnny, like trying to find a guy. I'm just like, who's Johnny?
I really wish I could remember what came up like.
I think we were making some joke about insurance. Like something came up, and we're just like, man, you should have got some sunscreen insurance. Like it would have really helped you out here.
All I remember
it's
is
like you wouldn't have the sunburn if you had your sunscreen, and sunscreen's around, but if you had this insurance, you will always have the sunscreen.
Mean-looking suns you got there.
Yeah.
Shame if something was a burn.
I think like that's how it started, and then we just
I just remember it started
week.
right before camp or right at camp, and we just rolled with it.
I think it was right at camp. I want to say.
But it was just one of those spur of the moment things that just we overdid completely.
We talked about a possible future short is Johnny.
Johnny in real life, like walk around Walmart. Hey, it's a mean looking full cart of fish you got there.
So it sounds like a YouTube channel right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the stupidest thing I've watched on YouTube.
All right, what is the stupidest thing you have watched on YouTube?
Well, it depends.
An unboxing video by a 2-year-old.
Wow, we need to do.
No, I have not watched it.
Okay, I was like,
No, I liked so there's one YouTube channel I watch, Funhouse. At one point in one of their videos, I don't know what it was, but they were talking about like their videos will occasionally get 1 million views, but always like a couple 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, they pull up a Frozen video, but it's a Frozen of this little girl playing with Frozen dolls. And so it's like she has Anna, she has Elsa, like in this dollhouse. It's like, hey Anna, hey Elsa, like making a fake story. And it's like this 5-year-old girl. And they pull this video and goes, how many views can this have? They can't have too many views. And you see the guy go, holy fuck, 19 million views on this? it's like we're in the completely wrong market.
Yeah.
Just
You gotta play with your dolls.
Yeah.
The children are the ones who will sit down and watch a video 30,000 times.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
that is true. We start marketing this to 2-year-old girls who know how to hit the replay button. I don't know. There's a few contenders like of what do I think's the stupidest thing I've watched, or what do I think other people. Because one of which is because we brought it up on a test podcast, is the Marble Olympics.
Oh, that was fantastic though.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like I found it as I was trying to fall asleep one night, just looking for something like some noise, and then I stayed up a half hour to watch like the whole qualifying round. And so what it is this guy who he has different types of marbles. So like cat eye marbles will all be one, like starburst marbles, sunburst marbles.
you're
all
naming
Jared's
types of marbles, and I'm
Yes.
like, I
I
can
don't
only
know.
name
I
marble.
never had marbles. I was like, I think I know cat's eyes, and I know.
See,
Well,
that's,
I had
that's more than I
marbles.
know.
But
Yeah.
I'm guessing you learned this from the video.
A little bit, yeah.
It was an educational video.
Yeah, exactly.
Set in an Olympic setting.
So he would have different types of marbles, and each type of marble would be like its own country. And then he would have them like essentially, he would set up like a track of like just at like a slight incline, and he would be like, okay, we're gonna do 4 marbles, and we're gonna call this like the luge. And it takes the distance of all the marbles after they reach the end line, add them all up, and that's their score. So like that's an event. And you would think like, well, that's not that entertaining. until you sit there and watch it and be like, I wonder why. Like, you would think, like, okay, the third track is always the fastest, but it's not. And you just sit there and watch it, and then you're like, 45 minutes has passed. Why have I invested 45 minutes in? I don't know, but there's only 15 minutes left, so I'm going to finish it at this point.
See,
I would say that could be up there.
See, I referenced the unboxing video because there's legitimately a kid on YouTube. He's not 2, but he's like 5 or something like that. And that's what he does, is unboxing videos. And he gets millions of views on his videos. And his parents make bank off of this.
Is that like the Ryan with the Ryan's?
Maybe, or whatever. I just remember his parents talking about they love it because basically they can buy him whatever toy he wants.
Right.
And then they just make a video out of it.
Like Ryan's, everything gets donated. But both parents have quit their jobs.
Yeah.
To
do this full time.
Yeah,
and it's just like, it's
and he has
insane.
a younger brother who wants to get into it.
Yeah, and then that's my thing that's just insane. It's like this 5-year-old just doing an unboxing video, and it's so popular that they could quit their jobs to do this full time. And it's like, why can't I do an unboxing video to be like that?
Because kids don't replay your video 1,000 times.
That's true.
Right before Christmas, like, Mom, this is what I want.
Like around Thanksgiving, it's probably got to be torturous. If like, I imagine Thanksgiving or like November up to Thanksgiving, at their house is just toy companies just bombarding them with games. Because they did one like a house tour. They got this super nice house. I think they moved. Well, I say recently. It might be like 2018 recently, but they're like, and this is our toy room, and it's like a garage, like a 2-car garage size room, with just boxes piled up to the ceiling. He's like, well, he keeps his favorites, but I mean, he might do 10 of these a day and pick one. And like, my first thought was, well, donate them all.
Well, on that note, I think we need to hear from someone.
Who do we need to hear from?
Our sponsor. Man, that sponsor is pretty great. Like, I thought I would get tired of hearing the sponsor over and over and over again, but it still gets me just right in the core of like how great that sponsor is and how much we appreciate them.
Our last sponsor a bit better though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What made them better than this sponsor?
Well, they were there first.
Oh, were they?
Yes.
Yeah. We always have the heart for the people at the beginning who stick with us through the good and the bad. But
products is what I really love.
Yeah.
Not services.
No.
Services are pretty good.
Well, could you argue what we do is a service and not a product?
We are. This is a service to our country, putting this out every 2 weeks.
As you were saluting to the microphone.
Well, yes, and microphone we trust.
That's awkward.
Yes, it is.
So did you see these quote unquote hackers have outsmart Tesla cars?
Mm-hmm.
So
I saw okay, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yep. So 2 security dudes who try to different things to test security in various places had, I think it was like 2018 Model S Tesla cars.
Yep.
They went to a 35 mile per hour zone and took a thing of tape and put it over the 3 to make it look like an 8, and then the car drove 85 miles per hour on that stretch of road because it thought the speed limit was 85.
But how did the car do at 85 miles an hour?
I think it did pretty well, actually.
See, I think this is a twofold story of like, yes, it pointed out a big issue with like it using like cameras to do the speed.
Yeah.
But also showed self-driving cars can handle extreme speeds in otherwise.
See, I was really shocked that like their camera read the stop sign for the fact of like I assumed they would use GPS data or something.
I assumed that they would use map data.
Yeah, so that's why I was shocked that worked.
They can't always do that because if you go into a construction zone and the speed limit changes,
which is what I think it should always take map data unless it reads a lower number.
Right.
Like with its cameras.
Yeah, which would make sense in that case. For construction.
Yes, exactly.
See, I thought what you were talking about was, I think it was one guy who was walking around, I think New York, with a wagon with 100 smartphones.
Yes.
And he was creating...
fake traffic.
Yes, he would create a traffic jam because he would have them all open to Google Maps and show them not moving or moving at less than 5 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
See, I love that.
Rerouted all the traffic.
See, I love that because I've always was curious if that was a real thing that could happen.
Yeah.
I don't have the money to try this, and someone got the money and
Well,
funds
think
to
about
actually
you can
do it.
buy. So it's $100, but I mean, if you bought $100, I guess that's still $10,000 worth of technology.
Yeah,
But
it's like that's kind of scary though, thinking about it. Of look, I'm just imagining classic heist movie, like the new heist movie of this year. It's like, how do they get out and make sure their escape route is clear? They just have a dude with a cart of iPhones like out in this one way, so all the cars are diverted to go around.
What if this was a proof of concept for a movie? Where like the director's like, no, that's stupid. Why would they use that? That wouldn't work.
Yeah,
and he's just like, all right, turn on, and just watch me.
It's like I'll show him.
Mission Impossible Best Buy edition.
Yeah.
What I really want to know now, did he create a traffic jam somewhere else of cars avoiding
Probably.
this road?
I rerouted all of the traffic.
Well,
if you were using Google Maps.
If you were using Google Maps, yes.
Well, it's also though like there's the people who use Google Maps and will see the traffic and still go that way.
Mm-hmm.
So just.
See, for me, it's certain spots I know it says there's traffic, but really it's moving.
Yes.
Or, like, here in Cincinnati, we have a road 75. It will always show that it's orange or red during rush hour. But if you know what lane to be in, where, you can still go through it at almost a speed limit.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. See, I still get this thing back to, like, the heist movie idea. I'm just waiting for, like, next year.
It's going to happen. It's gonna be in something.
I just think it's so fascinating, like the modern technology that we have, but how flawed it still is in certain aspects.
Right.
Of like, I still kind of always go back to like, if we were at war, what would a modern technology war be like? And like in these cases of like, I could see the enemy.
Twitter arguments.
Well, like I could see the enemy just like for that reason, like GPS data and stuff like that, like put fake phones and stuff everywhere to like block off certain areas of like a town or whatever to get to do something like
that. Would be weird. Like you wouldn't have like, we're gonna plant a roadside bomb.
Yeah,
we're gonna plant a roadside cell phone stash to during key moments report all this traffic.
Yeah,
I feel like we're in very much a society of like, we can produce these great things, but then you have to wait 5 years to see what stupid stuff we do with it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then like reinvent the technology with like, like with VR. They had it where it would like read the ground layout. Never thought to do a ceiling layout. So like in my VR, there's been several times where I've punched the ceiling because these are 8-foot ceilings over here maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, in one of the games is, like, you have to put your hand up to block something. I have absolutely punched the ceiling multiple times.
Yeah.
And bruised my knuckles.
See, that's what I like about AR technology, is because it's trying to read the room to be like, there's a desk here, there's a couch here, and then it will terraform its environment to match what your environment is.
Oh, that's really nice.
But there was a video, I think it was a proof of concept video of a dude living in AR. Well, no, he was in full VR, but it was a complete reconstruction of his whole apartment. So he had on his screen a video of what he's seeing, and it's all VR. But then on the front of his VR, he had an actual camera showing his actual apartment, and it was completely recreated. And it shows him fully walking around his apartment, like grabbing a bowl and like pouring like milk and stuff into it, just because it's just like the way he laid everything out was the exact same as the VR world, and he's fully being able to do all the stuff in his room without actually fully seeing his room.
That's crazy.
Like,
but what's the point?
I don't know.
Like, you say all this, I'm like, wow, and then I start thinking, you are literally living life with a visor on at that point.
Well, I think the point would be like, so like you could sit down at the couch, look at that wall, but then maybe like grab something and put up a TV. And then you can be watching TV in this virtual world. Because I think that's the whole point of like AR technology, is that you can have all these pop-up and screens wherever you want them to be. So we won't need a physical TV anymore. You just have these glasses that is now your new TV. You can bring the TV wherever you want. So you could pause it here, go to the bathroom, and while shitting on the toilet, you can look at the wall in front of you and turn your TV back on.
Do something like that. Or also in like the entertainment and sports together.
Yeah.
I know that there's like a company that does like a laser tag thing, except it's like you're in a Call of Duty skin, and it's augmented reality, and you run around. That was in
Call
Vegas
of Duty that I tried to throw out that we should do at one point.
Right, but then you are living in this virtual world playing a real world laser tag game, but it's a lot more intense because of that.
Vegas, they had a zombie apocalypse one where you have a pack on with visors, and you can see everyone else in the VR game, and they're the same distance away from you in real life. Mm-hmm. And so you're basically kind of like in this like warehouse stadium type deal, and you can freely move around and run around, and you are doing that in the game, but you're also like shooting, trying to fight off zombies.
Right. And that would be really a really good application for augmented reality.
Yeah, I think augmented reality is where VR will eventually go. Mm-hmm. But I think the next thing that they need is good, like, well, almost like in Ready Player One, like where they have like they call them haptic gloves.
Oh yeah,
where essentially it's just finger.
They do have those.
They're getting there. They're not right now. The issue is you can do like kind of like the Spock.
Yes,
like you get 3 fingers. Your thumb, your forward middle are the same, and then your ring and pinky are the same.
Yeah.
But they're getting better.
Right. But there are gloves that can offer, like, resistance. Like, you will feel something when you touch something in the
one
reality.
Because I know that they're out there of, like, what you're talking about, because, like, sports stars, that's how they train in the off-season now. Like, quarterbacks, they have this super in-depth, like, augmented reality of where they go, and it's like they're in a real game. And they say it's kind of like for the normal person would be like if you could just step into like a Madden game of like you still have to run around, and they wear like this vest that'll like you give them a light shock when like they get like hit or whatever. But like they've gone through the motions to like depending on how hard they whip their arm is how far they throw and everything. But like, I was like, so they have that for at least a like rich consumer level. When is that going to trickle down to where I can do that in my basement?
See, I like they also do it for movies too. If you ever see the behind the scenes of The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian take place in all these basic worlds that we don't see, they did 2 different things to help film it. One is that they had the digital environment in a VR headset. They would give them to the actors and be like, this is your environment. This is what's behind you. Because you know how most movies and everything now are just green screen and blue screen?
Yeah.
They had that. So they could visually just kind of get a quick look of like, this is the environment you're in. And then they also had a separate thing of instead of a green screen, they were basically projecting the environment around them. So anyone can see the whole environment. So it's like, I don't know what the floor is a screen or how they're doing it. But it's basically like they were showing like in the desert world in Mandalorian. I don't know if it was Tatooine or not. But it was showing you like the desert, the rock that's all around you and everything. Yeah. So it's helping the actors get a more sense of like, this is where you are to maybe possibly help them better their acting.
Huh.
It's pretty good.
I was just saying I would not have thought of that.
Yeah, it seems to be still relatively new technology. They're still like working out, but the Mandalorian's the first one I heard that's like a major thing that has used it. I don't know if any movies have really used it or not.
Wonder if it would be easier or harder to program in like VR compared to like 3D graphics on a screen.
What do you mean?
Like to get down to the program, like. Say you want to create a blank room and a chair. In just like 3D on a screen or like virtual reality 3D.
It's the same.
Yeah,
the exact same?
Basically. Because you're just making the 3D objects and whatever you want to make them in like Blender or Maya or whatever, then you're importing into that environment. So you can use the same chair in both cases.
So then how come when like VR came out, all these games that are in like with 3D graphics didn't just like, immediately become available?
Because you still have to remake like the engine. Well, because like take like I think like Skyrim for example, where like it has VR or whatever. You have to change those controls to now be in this VR environment and everything because you now have like your individual hands that you are now controlling, and you also have to technically remake the game itself because you have to make sure you can interact the world with that. Basically, like say like I have this tree object. Well, like I have to make sure that you can't walk through this tree, or if like you know how like VR you can stick your head through stuff and you can see through it. If I want to stop you from there, I will have to change the object than when in game, because in the other game it's like I can just block you from even getting close to this tree and can't touch it. But in VR, depending on how in depth I want it to be, if I don't want your head to pass through this tree, I have to change something in the code or the logic to stop you from doing that. VR adds various different challenges to a game that you would normally not have.
Okay.
And it also depends on like which VR you're also doing. Like a VR for your phone will be different than like the Vive VR and stuff.
Okay.
So
what is the difference between, like, I understand like you have just your phone in front of your face and you can just look around, or you have the gloves and stuff, but
so basically, so your phone VR, the way it works is it's based on the orientation of your phone. So it's using your phone's
accelerometer.
Yeah, basically like all that stuff. So it's like, so it knows, hey, you're looking up, hey, you're looking down, but it doesn't give you level. So if you were to crouch down, you don't crouch down in the game.
Okay.
It's only your visual looking around and stuff. So that's also why it's like you can't really walk around, like physically walk around in those games. Because like you can walk around if you want in your real world, but in the game you won't. It's all based on where you're looking, or if you have a separate controller with your VR, you can move with that stick. Unlike stuff like the Vive, where it has those towers that watch you, that will visibly see, oh, you're walking to this corner, oh, you're crouching down, oh, you're standing up, and you actually have to calibrate all that stuff, because you have to calibrate it for your height, because the VR has a default height for you. So that's the difference between like the phone and all that stuff. Because the phone's very basic. Like you play the games on the phone, it's a lot of like, you don't press any buttons or anything. It's a lot of like, you look at something, you look at it for 3 seconds, it then selects it to do something else.
Yeah.
So it's like one game I had was like a puzzle game. So it's like you had to basically like connect things certain ways. So it's like you would look at this, and then that was like after 3 seconds, select it, and then you have to look at wherever you wanted to connect it to, and then wait 3 seconds to finalize the connection you want and stuff.
So the controls just are all getting better, is what
Yes.
the consensus is, I guess.
Yeah. But that was the problem with people said with the PlayStation VR, is because you needed the camera to watch you, and they only had one camera. And it watched you based on the lights on the outside of the VR, is how it used to help track your headset. So if you actually bent down too far, well, like the controllers also had the light on them, because with the PlayStation Move controllers, if you drop something on the ground in the fake world, if your camera could not see the ground and you tried to reach down to grab it, your hand would start freaking out because it doesn't know where your hand is. So it became hard to pick stuff up. So people would have to change their layouts to be like farther from the camera, or they would have to angle the camera down more or something like that to be able to pick up stuff off the ground if they needed to. It's interesting just because every VR does stuff differently.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'll be interested to see what's the first, like, at least partial suit, like, you know, more than just, like, gloves. Like, you know, the first to include, like, a vest type that'll, you know, give you that.
On a consumer basis.
Yes.
yeah, that's it, because it doesn't
Or even,
exist,
like,
just...
as a, like, on a commercial basis of, like, you could go and, like, let's say for, like, the football thing, since we know that's out there, make it, like, you can go play a season of Madden, one game at a time, you know, just you rent for, like, an hour, but you get to play that full game or whatever.
Yeah. Did you see a guy got killed by a cock wielding a knife at an illegal cockfight?
I
What?
did.
I did not. Tell me this.
So there's a dude who was at an illegal cockfight, and he got killed by a chicken wielding a knife.
How?
So
you know chickens, like, they have, like,
the talons.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 talons, and then they have, like, the second further up on their...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
basically,
they attach a knife to that one further up.
Yeah, they basically attached a knife to this chicken for the cockfight, and when the guy tried to basically get the chicken to fight, it fought him instead, and the chicken just stabbed him straight in the heart with that knife that they put on him.
Yes.
And he died.
Wow, that is
Well, it's like
stupid
Spartacus.
on so many levels. Yeah.
it was one of those things. Like I read the headline of like man dies from cock wielding knife, and I go, how? How did the chicken get the knife? And so like I had to click on it to investigate it. And it's like, oh, it was attached to the chicken for the cockfight. And it's like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. So I was imagining like a chicken like with its beak holding a knife, like going wild trying to stab this guy.
Or he goes to behead the chicken and the chicken turns it on him.
The chicken like does a maneuver, like kicks it back into his chest right when it was coming
like
out.
a Matrix style, like kicks it. Then you see the knife go up.
Yeah.
Grabs it with his talons.
It will not be made a nugget.
Yeah, it was just one of those things of just like, that was not a news story I thought I would ever read in my lifetime, but I am happy that it did.
Well, speaking of chicken, I feel like this is an excellent time for us to play now our
Please don't
game.
play the chicken dance.
No, we're going to play a game.
No. We're going to play Are You Chicken or Not? So, Andrew,
Ooh.
here's this Black Widow spider I'm going to put in your hand. How long can you hold it?
How long can I hold this Black Widow spider?
Yes. Find out next time. All right, so...
No thanks.
So, what I've done here is there's going to be 3 rounds. I'm going to give you the slogan, and you're going to name for me the restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, so this is how it's chicken related?
Yes.
Okay.
Chicken.
I was wondering how chicken was going to tie into this.
So, there's 3 rounds.
Okay.
I've broken into what I thought was the easy, the medium, and hard.
Okay.
I will say that some of these restaurants are regional, but it'll be regional in terms of, like, the entire eastern seaboard, not like the Ohio area.
Okay, and what are we guessing again? Sorry.
You're going to guess the restaurant
Okay.
when I give you the slogan.
Okay.
All right.
So the first round is easy, 1 point. Second round is medium.
Are we
2
competing
points.
against each
Yes.
other? Okay.
Yes, for a fabulous trophy.
All right.
All right, so start off and then we'll rotate who goes first.
Okay.
So I have a bottle cap here. Andrew, you will pick open or closed.
Okay, open.
Well, hold on. I'm going to rotate it first.
Oh, well.
And then hold it palm up.
I thought you were going to flip it like a coin.
That's what
I
I
was,
thought so,
but
too.
then I... All right.
All right, open.
Closed.
Damn.
Mark, do you want to answer first or second?
I will answer second. Because if we
Okay.
rotate on the
Yes.
last round, I would go last.
Exactly. Okay, so Andrew, you're up first. Eat fresh.
Subway. Is that a chicken? I thought these were all chicken restaurants.
Oh, no,
okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
It's any
All right.
restaurant. Yeah, I will agree with Subway Eat Fresh.
All right, you each get a point.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo!
All right, up next. So Mark, you go first this time. I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
We're
McDonald's.
gonna have to cut that. We can't have the music.
That's McDonald's.
Correct. You each get a point. Andrew, finger licking good.
That is KFC.
That is Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Yes.
also known as KFC.
So there's your chicken.
All right.
All right. Up next. So this would be Mark. Were the foods as good as the root beer?
What? Who
It's
serves
still an
root
easy
beer?
one?
Yes.
All right.
I don't even know who sells root beer.
This is as regional as it gets.
As regional. Oh well, that doesn't help me. I don't eat regional foods that often. I don't know. Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box.
I have to guess Culver's, but it might be A&W, but I'm going to say Culver's.
It is A&W.
Dang it!
See, I don't even know what AMW is.
A&W root beer.
But with the root beer, but is this a restaurant?
They also serve like hot dogs.
Well, see, like I didn't know they were a restaurant. I only know
There are
the
some
root
in
beer.
Louisville,
See, I
which is
did not
why
know
I
this was
thought
a
that
thing.
you might get it.
No.
There's that one up in like Evendale. But
See, yeah. See, I only thought they were ever a soda. I did not know this was an actual restaurant you could
all right,
go
it
to.
is.
so 3-3. I figured it would be easy because it says root beer in the name, which would drive you to someplace that would be, exclusive for root beer-esque. All right. Next up, we have Andrew. You going first?
Right?
Is this,
Freaky fast, freaky good.
Ooh, freaky fast.
is this still easy?
Yes, this is
Okay.
the last of the easy.
Okay. I think I know this one.
Jimmy John's?
That was also my guess. Is Jimmy
Yeah,
John's?
Jimmy John's is correct.
All right. There we go.
All right, so at the end of the easy round, we are tied at 4.
All right.
I was trying to think of like how it would be Fridays, but Fridays isn't fast.
Yeah.
No, by any means.
Well, I just
So
remember
it's like
those.
Freaky Friday.
See, I just remember those Jimmy John commercials where it's like Jimmy John's. Oh, like yeah, sir, do you know your house is on fire? And it's like, yeah, like, will you grab a bucket? Sure. And like another person, Jimmy John's, sir, you know your house is on fire? Yeah, I know. Just grab a bucket. It's like
Fantastic.
and like they do it like 4 times, and then
yeah.
it's like, Gene Dong, sir. It's like, this is the fire department. You know your house is on fire? Yeah, we already have it handled. It's just like,
All right, so for the medium round,
I go first.
Mark, you'll go first. When you're here, your family.
Oh, I remember this, but I'm blanking there right now. When you're here, your family.
Yes.
Your
YOU apostrophe RE. You are.
Oh, you are family.
Yes.
When you're here, your family. God, why am I blanking on this right now? Because it's so
5
familiar. When you're here, your family. I don't know, Applebee's. It's not right, but Applebee's.
All right, you put Andrew on the clock.
Ruby Tuesdays.
Ooh, no. Olive Garden.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Olive
that's
Garden.
what it was.
When you're here, your family.
I
They
knew
say
it
it
was
on.
something.
They say it on all their commercials.
No, that
All right.
Olive Garden's slogan is actually
Bring
eat
us
as
the
many
breadsticks.
bring us the breadsticks. As
All
many
right.
breadsticks as you have.
All right, so now, Andrew, you're up.
All right.
And I will say these do escalate a little bit from easy.
To hard, to
Yes.
very hard, to
Yes.
impossible.
Yes. All right, so next, Andrew, it's good mood food.
It's good mood food.
Yes.
It's good mood food.
And I did check all of these. These are campaigns that were used in 2019.
No, I have to guess Ruby Tuesdays again.
Good mood food.
Yes.
I have 2 guesses.
All right.
I don't think it's either of them, but I'm thinking White Castle
Mm-hmm.
or Taco Bell. I mostly just think, when you get high, people for some reason always crave Taco Bell.
Yokiero.
So based on that logic, I want to say Taco Bell.
Okay.
It's no Charlie's.
It is Arby's.
Arby's.
They are. We have the meats.
I thought that was too obvious, but their others is good. Like when they came out with all their second day, like essentially when roast beef sandwich was no longer their number 1,
Yeah.
but now it was like number 6 or something.
What is their number 1?
I don't know. If I go there, I get a roast beef sandwich. But anyway, so when they made that change at the beginning of 2019, they came out with it's good mood food. Because they came out with like sliders and stuff like, here, try all these other things.
Okay.
I almost read you the restaurant. That was really bad. All right, Mark, you're up. Come hungry, leave happy.
Frisch's Big Boys.
Frisch's, all right?
No, I don't think it's Frisch's. Come hungry, leave happy.
That's the only thing that popped in my head when I heard that. Because I don't think that's right, but that's just the first thing that came to my mind. So I'm hoping it's like an Arby's thing where it's like Arby's and you have the meats.
Is that a Wendy's thing? What is? I don't know Wendy's slogans.
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
not
follow
gonna
the
help you
Twitter.
on this.
All right, let's go with Wendy's.
Wendy's? No. What if I said Mark ate there yesterday for breakfast?
IHOP.
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 Come hungry, leave happy. So we're still tied at 4.
All right.
And a defensive barn.
I was saying, this is gonna be a tie in the end.
I was gonna say,
Right.
man.
We got the easy ones.
All right. So Mark, you're up.
I think it's Andrew.
Uh,
I said Frisch's last time.
Yeah, he
and
said Frisch's. And I
Okay.
said Wendy's.
Yeah.
All right. So then Andrew, you're up. Oh, okay. That's why. Okay. So I'm gonna switch these two. What you crave.
What you crave?
I think I know this one.
That sounds like a White Castle thing. So I'm gonna
All
say
right.
White Castle.
Damn it, I was also going to say White Castle because of the crave case.
Yes, it is
Yes.
White Castle.
All right.
You both get 2 points. Tied at 6.
All right.
We're
right.
in the medium round now.
And then there's one more in the medium. So Mark, you're up now.
Okay.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
See, I kind of want to say Arby's again, but we already used it. I assume you wouldn't use multiple slogans, kind of like we have
Why
the meat.
would I do that?
Where's the beef? What places sell beef that would be popular enough that you would put this on your list and that we would be able to guess? I'm not saying I'm stalling for time. I'm
But you
just
are
saying.
absolutely selling for time.
Where's the beef? I think I heard this somewhere before.
Probably.
You know what?
I will say this was a old slogan that was brought back in February of last year.
Yeah, it does not help me. I'm gonna say on the off chance of somehow trickery, Arby's again.
All right, you're gonna double up on Arby's.
Yeah, I'm gonna double up on Arby's.
I'm gonna guess Wendy's again.
All right, it is Wendy's.
Yes,
West Wendy's.
Yes,
Wendy's
originally
known
it
for
was
their beef.
Yes.
Way back
What?
when.
I did not know that.
Fresh, never frozen beef.
I always thought it was like patties.
Oh, the original was an old lady who would go around to different restaurants and go, "Where's the beef?"
Yeah, I don't remember
and stuff,
this.
and then she ends up at Wendy's.
Yeah, I don't remember
They
this.
brought it back for the 2019 Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, it's it. I also watch the Super Bowl every year.
All right, so
Definitely.
as we go into the hard round, where these are worth 3 points each, Andrew,
I'll get
you
them
are
all.
up, commanding lead,
All right.
8-6,
There we go.
out of a possible 15.
Okay.
All right, so Andrew, you go first. The flavor of now.
Ooh, the flavor
I don't know.
of now.
I will say these are hard, but ones that I had heard of.
I 100% never heard of this one.
Chipotle.
Okay? This one is a little unfair to you.
Qdoba.
No, it is Pizza Hut. The flavor of now. Which if you go on their website, it says it at the top. It's their banner.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Did not ever connect that.
Where's real ingredients, real pizza, Papa John's?
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't put that one in there. All right, Mark, think outside the bun.
Outside the bun?
Yes.
Why can't I think inside the bun?
Because that's not the slogan.
That is going to be Burger King.
This is Taco Bell, isn't it?
Is that your answer?
Yeah, Taco Bell.
It is Taco Bell.
How? Wait, when did Taco Bell has a bun?
It
'Cause
doesn't.
Exactly. Think outside the bun. They're saying every other fast food is burger. Think outside the bun.
I don't like this. I don't like that slogan at all. Their slogan is "Dong the bell."
It was
All
Yokio
right,
Taco
Just
Bell.
because you're losing badly doesn't mean you can criticize the game.
I'm not losing badly. I'm just saying I
You're
feel
getting
like
5.
I feel like this
Out
is
of 15.
unfair. I'm just saying I feel like this is unfair for the fact I don't eat at most of these places, like Taco Bell or any other place that I
Wendy's?
can't remember
Yeah.
off the top of my head.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
It was what? Taco Bell and Wendy's that set
Yeah.
us apart, right?
I mean, it's not like you ate an IHOP in the last 48 hours.
Yeah, I know.
and then missed that one.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are gonna love this one, then.
All right, so this is
This is
Me?
yes. You first.
Yep.
Always fresh, never frozen.
always,
See, I have my guess for that one, but
always fresh,
Never
never frozen. That's a Wendy's thing again.
see that would
Wendy's.
also be my guess. That's also
Wendy's has the never frozen beef. We
Yeah.
already talked about that.
Theirs is fresh, never frozen beef.
See, I
This
always
is
thought there was
always
just
fresh,
fresh, never frozen.
Never frozen.
Always fresh, never
So
frozen.
I'll give you each a re-guess.
Because that would be my guess. Would be Wendy's. If we
That's why I
said
put this
that.
in hard. Was that because it drove you towards Wendy's?
I feel like we should both just guess
It's-
Wendy's again.
it's-
For I don't know. We haven't had Burger King yet, but that's always like the Be the King or something.
Yeah.
Burger King.
Always fresh, never frozen. I'm just trying to think about restaurant we haven't used.
This is
Because
what-
honestly, it seems like it's fast food restaurants for the most part.
yes,
So
for the most part, yes.
So I'm just trying to think of just like a list of restaurants on top of my head that we haven't used.
This one is regional growing nationally.
Yeah, see, that doesn't help me. I also don't know fully what's regional here and what's not regional.
Mark doesn't travel much.
He's
I
not
don't. I'm a picky eater. I also don't eat at a lot of places.
Yeah.
Always fresh, never frozen Papa John's.
5 guys.
Yeah, I would not got
I
that.
put that in there because it was so close to Wendy's.
Okay.
I would argue
But
it is
also, I'll
Wendy's.
say that Burger King is have it your way.
That's it.
See,
It
I
used to be something with the king, like
See, I knew that one. I was hoping that was going to
Yes.
appear. That's why I said nothing to
That
that.
would have been an early one. All right, so we have 2 left.
all right.
Andrew has a commanding 5-point lead.
So I can still win.
It's 11-6.
I can still
A
win.
barn burner.
Right.
All right. Mark, you're up. We speak fish.
Okay, I'm between 2. We speak fish. See, I don't know the slogan for either of the two places I'm thinking about.
Oh, that's why I
So-
figured this would drive you to 2 restaurants.
Yes.
And I'll do the other one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's just like, I'll just say Popeyes.
All right.
I will say Long John Silver's.
And Andrew takes.
Damn it, that was the one I was thinking of, and I was like, I don't know.
Popeyes, because I looked at it, it's Louisiana cooking.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
But the other one I had in mind was actually Moby Dick.
I wasn't sure how
Yeah.
big or small that was, so I tried to leave that off.
Right.
Yeah. But see, I had a few in mind. It was like Moby Dick, Captain D's, Popeyes, and then Long John Silver's. And I was like, it's either Popeyes or Long John Silver's. And I was like, I can't
Popeyes
think
didn't
of.
even cross my mind.
Well, because I was just thinking of like my family when we go out to like fast food, quote unquote, fish.
Yeah.
It's Popeyes or Long John Silver's is wherever they go.
All right, so I'll give you 100 points if either of you know this one.
Okay.
Because this is one that it's a place that I eat at semi-regularly. Never knew this was the slogan.
Okay.
And this is our final.
Okay.
So this is Mark up, right? No, it's me.
It's you.
Yeah, it's you first.
Food with integrity.
Food with integrity.
It's Integrity Farms from South Park.
Food
Is that your final answer?
It is.
with integrity. That has to be food with integrity.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the
integrity with food.
Well, that was his answer. The answer was the restaurant name, Food with Integrity.
Well, we already did
It's just their
Jimmy
slogan.
John's.
Ooh, it's actually the courthouse lunchroom.
Can I Google something real quick?
You may not.
Where does Jared eat a lot at?
See, that's what I was going
I
based
said
off of.
semi-regularly.
Does Jared eat Chipotle or Qdoba?
Because
or...
that's what I was thinking, like, I don't know this, but I was like, Jared. Where was Jared
Right.
eat?
I'm
trying to
think-
whatever you pick.
I'm trying to think of that other sandwich shop that's like Jimmy John's.
I know the
I
site
know.
name.
Oscar Mike.
Oscar Mayer
No.
has a way with BOLONGA. Yes, thank you.
No.
My bologna.
Oscar Mike. Jersey Mike's. That's it.
See,
That's my guess. Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
see, I thought you were thinking Penn Station.
I thought you were thinking Firehouse Subs.
So we all thought a different one.
Well,
Wait, what is
are
it?
any
Food
of
with
those
Integrity?
Yes, do not guess Penn Station.
I
That's
did
East
not.
Coast
I did
Grilling.
not plan on guessing Penn Station. Food with integrity.
Yes.
So, like, this is my thing. My first thought, especially when you said eat there very regularly, was La Rosa's.
Okay.
But
That's regional, so I would not have put that.
that's what I was thinking of. It's like, but I cannot tell you another La Rosa's outside of like this area that we're in.
Furthest down, there's like a Skyline La Rosa's in like Williamsburg, like halfway to Lexington.
Yeah. And so like other thoughts, because I'm thinking out loud here. I was thinking like Qdoba, because I assume they would have to have something, but I don't know what it would be.
Oh, Mexicano eats.
Yeah, but I also feel like Qdoba to me does not scream integrity.
wow, okay.
But they do scream, we'll charge you extra for guac.
Yes.
Or are they the ones that got rid of it? I don't like guac, so
Yeah,
it doesn't
I don't
matter
know.
for me.
What's some other fast food place we haven't said? Because like Burger King was not on this list unless it's secretly Burger King's slogan from like 20 years ago.
I said all of these were used in the last year.
Okay. Food with integrity. It's not Domino's because they're more than pizza now.
It's true. They are opening up a Donato's near my work.
A Donato's?
Donato's is really...
That is, they're famous for their, like, well, one, you'll spend an entire paycheck on one pizza.
Yep.
But you get, like, edge-to-edge toppings. Like, edge-to-edge pepperoni pizza.
And it, like, even just like a single pepperoni pizza has like pepperoni stacked on pepperoni, and it's like the nice, crispy, good tasting pepperoni.
It's, like, the best of, it's, like, it's just fantastic pizza.
So,
You wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't. All right, so this is my guess. This guess is wrong, but it's more for the fact of how sad I am about it, but Steak and Shake. Because it's the fallen Steak and Shake brothers that are no longer
All right.
around.
Nothing about Steak and Shake screams integrity.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it's wrong. Because I can't think of a different, better guess.
Neither is right. However, I will say the correct answer was said.
Wait, was it Qdoba?
No. What's Qdoba's counterpart?
Chipotle? Dang it.
Okay.
Food with integrity.
That was the first thing I said, wasn't it?
It was one of the first.
I said, where does Jared eat? Is Chipotle or Qdoba?
Yes, exactly. Which, at work, we have Fridays where we go to Chipotle every day. Or every Friday.
Oh, you told me that yesterday.
I've told both of you that several times.
I don't remember you ever telling me this, to be honest.
Well, it happened yesterday. You were
listen
there.
to me more.
Well, wait, when did he say it yesterday?
Yesterday. Last night?
I don't know, either at the play or at dinner or something.
I'm just saying, well, there's the chance that I wasn't there for the conversation. You know, there's multiple people there. I talked to multiple people. Like, it's how that works.
Well, Andrew, congratulations.
Woo! What do I win?
You get this empty bottle of cherry vanilla water.
Yes, which is a placeholder of we have trophies coming in.
Oh, good.
So accept this.
I will accept this empty water bottle from cherry vanilla.
And we will get you your trophy in due time.
Neat.
So at some point, we hope to have like another. I think what we're going to try and do is
contest of champions.
Yes, of if we have, especially if we do another like restaurant slogans or something similar. Once we have that champion, we'll invite you both back to have a slogan off.
All right.
Slogan off?
That sounds like a type of food.
Yes,
I thought it was good.
It's very much like a stroganoff.
Like we're gonna,
she said that. Like
we're gonna make you guys rivals. We're gonna have you beef stroganoff.
You also will need a nickname. That's food related somehow.
Yeah, like
Andrew the anchovy.
I think that's the ant.
Andrew the artichoke.
Andrew the aardvark.
Andrew
the artichoke!
I was going to say, I wish we had stands. It's Andrew the artichoke.
Andrew
like
the avocado.
Yeah, I like the artichoke just because you go to your rival and be like, you artichoke! Because that's what you're going to do is choke. And with that, we end.
Bye.
Man, I was holding this fart forever.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. This is Jared here. So if you want to see some of the things that we've been talking about this podcast, head on over to YouTube on our channel, and you can see some of the pictures and things that we've been talking about this podcast. Go ahead, leave a comment, like, subscribe. It would really help us out and would appreciate it. Thanks.